guys? I am back with another video today. I have the Pamu Quiet Mini truly wireless headphones. I do want to say really quick right off the bat, Pamu did reach out to me. Want you to review the Quiet Minis. Would you want to? I said hell yes, sent them over, and here we are. This was actually a while ago, so I've had these for a while, and normally if you watch my channel, you notice that I usually will do an unboxing and a first impression video. I didn't get that on this one. So I do want to say these are 70 bucks. They have active noise cancellation and transparency mode, but the always dropping shit. But the packaging is actually, well, it's what I would expect for $70 earbuds. So you got your noise cancellation right there on front. Nice little picture of the Pamu Quiet Minis, and then on the back you have just random stuff about the earbuds, and then inside it is a little magnet. I like that. I like magnets. And then inside you have your earbuds were up here, and then a couple other things were down here. This guy right here is your ear tips. So it comes with 3 pairs, so 1 installed on the earbuds and then 2 in here. The ones installed on the earbuds, I want to say, are the ones that I ended up going with. I was not able to find, and I think this had more to do with the shape of the earbuds themselves as opposed to the ear tips, if that makes sense. They were a little bit big for my ears, so I was never really able to get a really good seal. I did the best I could with them, with what I had, but just kind of keep that in mind as we go forward. Outside of that, in the other box that would have been in there, this guy right here, you have your books, a whole bunch of booklets. Also in that box, you get a A to C charging cable. I am happy that they actually went with a USB-C. I honestly think that everything anymore, if you have to charge it, should be USB-C. And then they actually gave you this little nice fake leather pouch with their branding on it, and then on the bottom it says carry and protect your earbuds. It's a little fake leather. On the inside is a little like a jersey mesh type material. You might not be able to see it, but that's what that is. And then a nice little drawstring for that. All in all, I like the setup, I like the presentation. The case itself is actually really nice. Up front here you have Pamu logo done in a nice little, like, I don't know, chrome type finish, and then underneath you got ANC. Around back you have your USB-C port, and then that's really all you got. One other option on this, or not option, feature. One other feature on this is it does have wireless charging. That's awesome, but I just want to throw this in there just so people know the wireless charger that I used, these guys started hissing at me. I don't know if they didn't like the wireless charger or what it was, but I do want to bring that to your attention just so you know. Outside of that, the only complaint I have with the case itself, and this isn't just Pamu that does this is a lot of earbud makers, is the door that opens up, it doesn't stay in place. It goes up, and then, I mean, if you bump it or nudge it or anything, it's just gonna fall right back down on you. I don't like that, and like I said, that's not really an indication of Pamu. They're not the only ones that do this. Just about every truly wireless earbud that I have, and I don't have any here right now with me, but just about anyone that I do, they don't have, it's just, that's it. I mean, I don't like that. The Galaxy Buds, I don't know if the newer ones did, but the older ones, the originals, they did. They had a little like snap. When you open up the lid, it kind of just snapped into place so the lid didn't fall on you. I wish more manufacturers would do that. Again, it's not a dig at Pamu. Most of them do that. They just have a lid that just kind of flops around. I would much rather have a lid that just kind of has that extra little click to lock into place so that it doesn't fall on me, because I'm not always sitting at my desk opening up my earbuds. Sometimes, you know, I'm in bed and I don't have a flat surface. I lay them on a blanket or something, and I'm not trying to piss my wife off and wake her up, and it's just, it would be nice if there was a little bit of a, just a little bit of a click right there. Just a little bit of a click right there that just keeps that lid open so I could do this sort of thing without it doing that sort of thing. So just something to throw out there for Pamu, for any other truly wireless headphone maker. If you could just put that in there, it'd be freaking fantastic. Anyways, right in there, you got your earbuds left and right. I gotta put a little caveat in this. I am not the biggest fan of these stem style earbuds. It's not anything Pamu did. It's not any, I'm not the biggest fan of that. I have found that with the shorter stems, I like them a lot better than I do with the longer stems. This for me is a bit on the longer side, so if you're like me and you don't really care for earbuds with the longer stem, I would probably stay away from these. For what it's worth, they do feel okay. Ooh. Are we good? Okay. They do feel okay in my ears. Like I said before though, this part right here is just, it's a little bit big for my ears. Getting into battery life, this is where I'm not the biggest fan of these. And it's unfortunate because overall they are actually decent earbuds. But at $70, I get it, they have transparency mode, they have active noise cancellation, we'll still get into that. But at $70, they claim 4.5 hours of playtime. And that's, without the case. Obviously, you can throw them back in the case, get more charge. But off of one charge, 4.5 hours, even at a claim, that's not enough. In my eyes, at $70, I would like to see at least 6 hours of playtime, if not more. I know 8 to 10 hours is kind of ungodly levels, but at least 6 hours I would have been a lot more happy with. Also, I was getting closer to the 3.5 hour mark. These, and I think due to the seal that I was able to get on these, they didn't get quite loud enough for me. And for me, that's kind of saying something because I don't really like to listen to my music super loud. I know a lot of people out there, they need that high volume. I'm not one of those people. I almost had to have them up all the way. I was probably average listening to these at about 90%. The only time that I would turn them down was if I was going to bed. On to the sound quality. And I'm gonna kind of bundle a whole bunch of things in the sound quality here. So we're gonna talk about ANC, we're gonna talk about sound quality, and we are gonna talk about probably transparency mode too. So I'll start with the actual sound quality and then we'll go into the others. Sound quality was actually really good. Decent to good. Let's put it that way. I would have liked to get a little more clarity out of the earbuds. They weren't quite as clear and crisp as I would hope they would be at that $70 price point. I will say that the bass response was really, really nice. You don't get the real low end sub bass, but overall the bass response and the bass clarity was good. I didn't feel like it was too muddy or anything like that. It could creep into the mids and highs a little bit, but it wasn't overly so. Overall, I would like to see a little bit more brought out in the highs and even in the mids. They just felt a little too... They felt like too much of a second thought to me. They didn't feel like they were kind of at anybody's forefront when they were tuning these earbuds. So that's kind of a bummer for me, but at the same time, depending on what I'm doing, I don't care so much. If I'm watching a movie, these would probably be really, really good for movies, just because I don't really care too much if there's real good clarity when I'm watching a movie on my phone. As long as I get a decent bass response and the mids and highs are at least decent, or at least adequate, and I think they are on these. Not fantastic, but adequate. So as far as overall sound quality, if you prefer more of a high end, more clarity in what you're listening to, these probably aren't for you. If you prefer more on the low end and clarity and the mids and highs and things like that are more not really a concern for you, then these would probably work for you fairly well. Transparency mode is okay. It does allow things to come into your earbuds. Me personally, when I have earbuds in, I'm not really too concerned about people talking around me, and because I'm not gonna get it anyway, so I'm gonna have to turn them off anyway. But you do get a little bit in there, so if you are going to bed with them and there are things that you just still want to be aware of, transparency mode works really, really well there. I will say it does introduce a little bit of feedback, a little bit of white noise, not aggressively so, but there is a little bit of white noise there. ANC mode worked about as well as I would expect on these. I've definitely obviously heard better, but for the price point, for what you're getting out of these, I would say that the active noise cancellation is actually really, really good. Moving on, and this is the last thing that I think I need to talk about these, and I'm running out of time here. But they do have an app, and I absolutely love the app, and I'm gonna bring it up for you guys. And then while I have it up, let's get into the app here. So the app is the Pamu Quiet Mini app, and right now I had transparency mode on, but through the app you can actually choose what you want. You got transparency, ANC, and then everything off. You go into your setting up here, and then it'll tell you, I really like the way they have this set out, because it'll tell you the left power, the right power, and then it'll give you a whole list of different options. You got firmware update, you could customize touch functions, I'll get back to that in a second, ANC function loop mode, support, and other settings. I really, really, really like what they have done with the app here, and mostly it's because in all my truly wireless earbuds, for one, I hate touch functionality. I don't like it. I would much rather have a physical button. But having this touch functionality here, it gives you so many different options that you can do. And I always want a volume control within my earbuds. And as you can see, that's how I have it set. My left earbud, as all I have to do is press and hold, and it decreases the volume. The only thing I don't like about that is it only decreases the volume by 1 notch. So if I want to do it multiple times, I have to press and hold, press and hold, press and hold, press and hold. I would like it if I could press and hold and it would just start taking it down notch by notch. That would be awesome. So if that's a possibility, Pamu, if you're watching, if you can build that into a firmware update, that would be freaking fantastic. Otherwise, on my left earbud, I got double click to switch between ANC modes. On my right earbud, double click brings me to my next track. Let's kind of quickly go over these. On the double click, you have ANC mode, voice assistant, previous track, next track, increase or decrease volume. So if you wanted to double click, if that made more sense to you, you can do that. Press and hold, you basically have the exact same options. So you can kind of do whatever works best for you as far as that goes, and that goes for both the left and the right earbud. They do tout that you have voice assistant controls, and I want to say, I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say that that is what it was set up as out of the box. So you did have to kind of play with things a little bit, but this is, and then the top right button actually resets things. So it looks like, yeah, voice assistant was set to press and hold on the left earbud. So we'll actually go back, I can reset that stuff later. ANC function loop mode. I personally wanted to just have it between transparency and ANC on, but you can go to mode 2 where you can swap between transparency, ANC on, and ANC off. I didn't really care about the ANC off function, so that's kind of where we're sitting on that. I do like these. I don't know, to be completely honest with you, and I kind of hate saying that, but I really don't know if I like the price tag on them. There's just so many options that you have out there for less money or for the same amount. The only thing is that I could say that might make that price tag worth it at that $70 is the active noise cancellation, because a lot of earbuds in the $50 to $70 range, they don't have it, and the ones that do aren't very good. So have an ANC that's actually decent if that is something that's important to you, these might actually be the way to go. I don't know if you saw me pause a little bit there, but I almost dropped them. And I've made it through the whole video without dropping these. So hopefully I got another minute in me, because that's about as much as I have left to record. So overall, these are a solid pair of truly wireless earbuds. They're not the best that I've tested, but they're also nowhere near the worst. So if you're looking for ANC mode, if you're looking for decent bass response and USB-C and wireless charging, if those 4 things, I'm gonna put all the charging in one, but if those 4 things, if they kind of are what you're looking for in a wireless earbud and you don't want to spend $200 on one, then this is probably gonna be a pretty decent bet. Just kind of gotta know you're not gonna get the best battery life and you're not gonna get the best clarity. Outside of that, I think you would be pretty happy with the Pamu Quiet Minis. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section. So that does it. I will see you guys in the next video. Later.